Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Will and welcome to me channel. So, here we go again. Every single year on January 1st, April 1st, and July 1st, we can expect new gun laws to take effect in California. Like clockwork, the state legislature pumps them out as if the Constitution simply doesn't exist, and every year, Californians are forced to face the consequences. As a matter of fact, a new bill that will simply eliminate the Second Amendment in California altogether will be heard in the extremely important Public Safety Committee tomorrow morning. So, make sure you guys subscribe and check back tomorrow because I'm going to be covering that nightmare bill as well. But that's how it goes in California. It's never ending. Well, this April 1st is not just April Fool's Day. It's also when a new gun law is going to be taking effect for this year, and it's a bad one. So, we need to talk about it today so that everybody's on the same page and so that you can all plan accordingly. So, let's get into it. Now, as some of you know, this channel is proudly sponsored by Attorneys on Retainer, who is backed by Attorneys for Freedom. Now, if you ever wondered what ours are or what they do, they are a team of expert defense attorneys that respond when members need them. They are not an insurance company. If you find yourself in a scenario where you're forced to defend yourself with your firearm, you call that member hotline, which is available 24/7, and an actual defense attorney answers the phone, not some call center insurance agent, and they will activate their strike force team to make sure that you have the best representation available, and they do not care if you're in a gun-free zone or you didn't have the right permit, they only care that you were defending yourself. They also have other great programs that are included in your membership like red flag protections, civil liability coverage, so don't carry alone, carry with OW in your back pocket. I'll put more information down below. Okay, so let's go and talk about what's going on here. Now, even though this is a new California law, it affects more than just California because as you all know, what starts in California tends to spread to the rest of the country at some point. I mean, just take a look at Virginia and Minnesota. They practically modeled their new legislation after California's bans. If you just take a look at the way that it's written, again, it's very, very early similar. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about this new law that's going to be starting in less than 2 weeks. So, it comes from a bill that you might remember called AB 1078. That was signed by the governor on October 10th of last year. Now, this bill was absolutely massive and covered several different topics, but there's just one section that we're going to be focused on today that begins April 1st, and what drives me nuts about this one is that this is something that the Ninth Circuit has already said was clearly unconstitutional, and that's the new 3 per month law. So again, starting in less than 2 weeks, California will begin enforcing its new law, and unlike previous attempts to ration rights, this also includes what they call quote-unquote precursor parts. So, let's say you do your droves for, I don't know, 1 firearm and you also get 2 precursor parts, right? You're not allowed to get anything else for the next 30 days. So, again, California is back at it with rights rationing. So, people in California have been bounced all over when it comes to the state's attempts to ration their rights. It all started January 1st of 2000 when they had the 1 handgun per month law. So again, that took effect January 1st of 2000, but California wasn't satisfied with that. So in 2019, they passed AB 1483, that changed it to 1 firearm every 30 days, and that law took effect July 1st of 2021. However, on June 20th of 2025, almost exactly 4 years later, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals struck down California's rights rationing law as unconstitutional and issued their mandate in August of 2025. The Ninth Circuit actually said, and I know that this may be hard to believe, that quote, we doubt anyone would think government could limit citizens' free speech, a right to 1 protest a month or their free exercise right to 1 worship service per month, or their right to be free from unreasonable searches and seizures to 1 search or arrest per month, end quote. So, even the Ninth Circuit saw through what California was doing and they struck that law down. Now, for a while, there's been no limit in California, but again, that all changes in less than 2 weeks when the new 3 per month law takes effect. It's the same old rights rationing all over again, but this time, they thought they were being a little bit tricky by going for 3, right? So instead of 1 a month, they were going for 3 a month as if somehow that avoided the Ninth Circuit's decision. But it doesn't because the Ninth didn't just overturn the 1 a month law, they overturned rationing of any kind. In Judge Forrest's opinion, he actually implicated any rights rationing of any kind as unconstitutional, not just 1. It could be 3 per month, it could be 10 per month, it doesn't really matter. The state is not allowed to tell you how often a right could be practiced and they certainly can't put a time limit on it. Now, I have no doubt that there's going to be lawsuits that are going to be filed almost immediately after this law takes effect, and it should be pretty much a slam dunk because the lower courts are bound by Ninth Circuit precedent, and the current precedent is that rights rationing like this is unconstitutional. So again, I have no doubt that we would win here, but just the fact that people in California will have to deal with this for even just one day is extremely irritating. The legislature ignores the Constitution. The governor knew about the Ninth Circuit's decision, but he signed this law anyway, and even though anyone with half a brain cell knows it's wrong, Bond will defend it, and he'll defend it as if it's infallible. It's just a complete mess. So anyway, be prepared for this one. Like I said, plan for it accordingly because April 1st is going to be here in no time. Anyway, I just wanted to let you all know about that, and wanted to keep everybody on the same page so everybody knows what's going on. I want to thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And if you want to support this channel, one of the best ways you can do that is simply by subscribing and hitting that thumbs up button. It really does help us out here quite a bit. So, thank you to everybody for that. Thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a great day.